All right, let's just jump right in. Our story starts in a place of just absolute chaos. This is where a legend, or maybe a monster, is about to be set loose on the world all over again.
And it all kicks off with this. Just one simple, brutal image. Central Prison is burning. This is supposed to be the very heart of the state's control, and it's just completely falling apart.
But here's the thing. It's not burning with fire. No, this was something totally different. Something way more primal, you could say.
It was burning with noise. Can you imagine that? Just the sound of a riot completely out of control. Men screaming, metal on metal, just pure, unfiltered chaos. And the warden? Well, his back is completely against the wall, so he makes a call he swore he would never make. So what's he do? He decides to unleash the one thing they have that's even more dangerous than the riot itself. A man they didn't see as a person, but as a weapon. A weapon they thought was way too volatile to ever use. A man named Inspector Joshi.
And this is how Joshi steps back into the world. It's not with some big, loud explosion. Nope. It's with a quiet, chilling question. He just walks out of his cell totally calm while everything is exploding around him, looks at the warden and asks, "Who do you want silenced?" Just like that. And let me tell you, by the next morning, the riot was over. Done.
Now, you can bet that kind of brutal efficiency does not go unnoticed. The higher-ups in the government, they see this, and they don't see a man. They see an opportunity. They see a tool. And so Home Secretary Malhotra comes to him with an offer that is going to change everything for Joshi.
And this right here, this is the choice they put in front of him. It's not really about freedom, is it? It's more like choosing which kind of cage you want to be in. On one hand, you can just rot in prison, be forgotten by everyone, the official path. Or you can work for us, off the books, disposable. You're not a prisoner anymore, you're a monster. And yeah, you guessed it, he chooses to be the monster.
So what does that even mean, working for us? Well, it means this, Ghost Cell. It's this clandestine, totally deniable government unit. Basically, when the law fails, when things get too messy for the official channels, they're the ones who get called in to clean it up.
And their rule book? It's chillingly simple. They don't do arrests, they don't do trials, they only do conclusions. Joshi becomes the government's personal scalpel, their instrument of final, brutal justice. And for years, man, he is good at his job. He hunts with this cold, terrifying efficiency, until one day, a file lands on his desk that changes the entire game.
Yeah, what looked like just another routine mission suddenly gets very, very personal. A ghost from his past pops up, and it forces Joshi to look in the mirror and face the consequences of the very violence he's built his life on.
The file is for a man named Raghav Mehta. And to Joshi, this is impossible. He's a ghost, a man Joshi was sure was dead and buried. But Raghav hasn't been hiding. Oh no, he's been building something. And it's not a criminal empire. It's something so much more dangerous. He's been building an idea. And this is where the true horror of it all sinks in for Joshi. Raghav has started this movement. He calls it the Instrument. And what is it? It's a group, a whole network of people who basically worship Joshi's violent methods. They've taken his anger and turned it into a gospel. And in their story, Joshi is their god. So, as Joshi is hunting this guy down, he keeps running into this twisted reflection of himself. His whole legacy has been turned into propaganda. It really hits home when he captures one of Raghav's followers, and the guy just looks him in the eye and says, "You are proof. Proof that violence works." Wow. In that one moment, you can just imagine Joshi's entire world shattering. He finally sees that his rage, it wasn't a solution, it was a disease. And he wasn't proof that the system worked, he was proof that it had failed.
So naturally, this all leads to the final showdown. But you gotta understand, this isn't just about two guys fighting. This is about a man coming face to face with his own dark reflection, with the monster that he himself inspired.
And Raghav's argument is just chilling. He basically tells Joshi, hey, I never controlled you. I didn't create you. I just revealed you. He's saying that all that violence, that monster, it was inside Joshi all along. He just gave it a reason to come out and play. But Joshi, he fires right back. He says, no, you took people's real pain, the real anger, and you twisted it. You turned their pain into permission to create chaos. The crazy thing is, the fight ends, but Joshi doesn't kill him. He captures him. And Raghav being alive, well, that creates a whole new kind of problem.
See, with Raghav in a cell, the government wants to do what they always do, just make him disappear. You know, erase the man and you erase the idea. But Joshi finally gets it. He knows that killing his own dark reflection won't cure the disease he helped spread. It'll do the opposite. It'll just make Raghav a martyr for his cause. And this is the moment. For the first time maybe ever, Joshi makes a choice that's completely his own. He goes against his orders. He realizes that the same secrecy, the same off-the-book silence that created him also created Raghav. And there's only one way to fix it. Drag everything out into the harsh, unforgiving light of day.
So he does the one thing nobody could have ever predicted. He hands them a full confession. I mean everything. His work for Ghost Cell, every single crime, every single body. He figures the only way to truly kill the legend of Joshi the monster is to burn it all down, and that includes himself. He tells them, my end is part of the cure.
And what happens next is a trial that just grips the entire nation. Because suddenly, it's not just about Raghav Mehta anymore. It's about the entire system that created both of these men being put under a microscope for everyone to see.
And this is what his sacrifice actually accomplishes. First, the confession. Joshi gets on the stand and just calmly, piece by piece, destroys his own myth. He tells everyone what he did. Second, the verdict. By doing that, he exposes Raghav not as some revolutionary leader, but just as a manipulator who used people's anger. And third, the reform. The whole shocking case becomes this huge lesson, and it forces real systemic change to make sure the government can never, ever create another monster like Joshi again.
So we get to the end of the line for Joshi. On the night of his execution, they ask him if he has any last words. And what he says, it really gets to the heart of everything he learned. He says that anger, the thing that drove him his entire life, the thing that felt like strength, in the end, it was only noise. Just empty, destructive noise. And then he gives them the other side of the coin, the final piece of the puzzle. True strength, real control, that's not found in a loud explosion of violence. It's found in the quiet, deliberate choice not to act. It's found in silence. So, in the end, Joshi isn't remembered as some kind of hero. He didn't save the day. Instead, his story became something else. It became a lesson, a cautionary tale they teach in police academies, about the danger of creating monsters to fight other monsters. It's about that razor-thin line between being a protector and becoming a destroyer. He wasn't remembered as a savior, but as a warning.